I'm Patrick.
I'm Carmela.
And we're the good news. Hello there.
We are, as you may have guessed, the good news.
We're dedicated to bringing you positive news stories from across the world.
And cooking, done by yours truly.
And your local weather.
Yes, totally.
Let's get into our first story. A United States oncologist has forgiven over $650,000 worth of debt from his patients. Dr. Atiq Omar founded the Arkansas Cancer Clinic in 1991 and provided his patients with treatments like CAT scans, chemo, and radiation therapy. Dr. Atiq, however, closed his cancer treatment center in February of 2020 after experiencing a staff shortage. While working with a debt collection agency, Dr. Omar realized how much debt his patients were actually in. Over time, I realized that there are people who just are unable to pay. So my wife and I, as a family, we thought about it and looked at forgiving all the debt. We saw that we could do it, and then just went ahead and did it, Atiq said in an interview with ABC. Dr. Atiq alerted his patients to this in holiday cards, reading, "I hope this note finds you well. The Arkansas Cancer Clinic was proud to have you as a patient. Although various health insurances pay for most of the bills for majority of patients, even the deductibles and copays can be burdensome. Unfortunately, that is the way our healthcare system currently works. Arkansas Cancer Clinic is closing its practice after over 29 years of dedicated service to its community. The clinic has decided to forego all balances owed to the clinic by its patients. Happy holidays, best wishes, Omar Atiq." Dr. Atiq now teaches at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences.
That's interesting. Good for him. He's a good man.
Yeah, I mean, he had the money, and especially during this trying time, it was very important to, consider the people who might not be able to pay that kind of stuff.
Speaking of that, you remember those stimulus checks we got?
No.
Exactly. We didn't get them. We're too young. But if you are old enough to get one, you probably remember it only covered about a month, maybe two of rent, depending on your living situation. Manuel Foggy, a man who says he's blessed enough to not go hungry during the current state the world is in, decided to help people in need using his last stimulus check. The man from Cincinnati, Ohio, used his most recent check to make 200 spaghetti dinners with bread, and made many stops around Greater Cincinnati to pass them out. In addition to this, he also bought many people gloves, scarves, hats, and pretty much anything else he could find to help keep those people warm, and pass those out as well. This just proves that you don't need to be rich like Mr. Beast, someone who pledges to die without a single dollar in his bank account, to make a difference to others.
Yeah, and I mean, people don't realize how much of a difference it makes buying, socks or gloves for people who can't afford them. The cold is a real, it's a struggle for some people, and that it really helps.
Yeah. On a happier note, speaking of the cold, let's go check out the weather in Antarctica.
Hello, all of you lovely people at home. I'm guessing you weren't expecting to see me again, but let's get into this. Antarctica. We are here right now. Well, no, we aren't here. We're looking at a map of it. If you don't know how radar maps work, any color apart from this white or the blue up here, that is a storm. The storm right here, this one is currently on Antarctica, and it is very cold. But it's not as cold as these ones here, and one right here. Those have a darker color that is green, which means that it is a more intense storm. These storms are going to be here within the next few days, and that also means that you're probably going to get some snow days within the next few days, which is pretty great if I don't say so myself. Now, let's head over into the 7-day weather forecast. What you currently see on screen is a 7-day forecast for none other than Antarctica. So, over there, Sunday, high of -10, low of -14. You're not going to be seeing any snow. Monday, you are actually going to be seeing some snow with a high of -15 and a low of -22. Tuesday, less clouds, no snow with a high of -15 and a low of -19. Over here on Wednesday and Thursday, there is going to be even more snow with a high of -11 for both, but Wednesday having a low of -16 and Thursday having a low of -14. Friday, same amount of clouds as Tuesday, also no snow. You're going to have a high of -12 and a low of -16. Saturday, you're going to be seeing even more snow with a high of -19 and a low of -30. Basically, if you aren't paying attention, the highs are low, the lows are low, there's a lot of snow, you're probably going to get some snow days. And yeah, that's all I have for the weather. Bye!
Thanks, B. Gotta say, I love the hair.
Okay, anyway, even though those temperatures are pretty cold in Antarctica, the temperatures are pretty hot in the oven of one college administrator from Seattle. College administrator Catherine Currey went on a mission to donate home-baked bread loaves to a local food bank by forming the group known as Community Loaves. Bread's been around for a long time. It's 4 simple ingredients: flour, water, salt, yeast. But it's been around for thousands of years, and each time somebody discovers it for the first time, it's like magic, Catherine said in an interview. Members of the community Loaves group have created a formula that uses locally sourced flour. Since each batch makes 4 loaves of bread, volunteers are urged to donate 3 and keep 1, which Currey describes as a way to, quote, thank them for their time while also paying it forward. The Community Loaves group is now comprised of more than 500 home bakers, which have managed to collectively donate more than 1,300 home-baked bread loaves to local food pantries.
That's a lot of bread. And speaking of bread, turtles.
Is that really where your mind goes?
Today, it needs to. The Swinhouse softshell turtle is almost extinct, but luckily, scientists have made a discovery about the little guys. It was believed that there was only one left of its species, a male in the Suzhou Zoo in China. A female was discovered in Dongmo Lake in Hanoi's Son Tay district, a location in Vietnam, and weighs a whopping 83 kilograms. She was found back in October, and DNA testing has recently confirmed that the turtle is in fact a Swinhouse softshell. These little guys are almost extinct due to hunting for both their meat and eggs, in addition to the almost complete eradication of their habitat. Swinhouse softshell was given legal protection back in 2013, and it is truly amazing that these little guys aren't going to be added to the extinct species list. The last known female died back in 2019 after being paired with a male in 2008 and them not producing any natural offspring. Scientists actually believe that there may be more turtles in that same lake and in another lake nearby due to some DNA testing and samples found in the water, which is honestly pretty great. And let me just be honest with you guys, we've been able to stretch some segues pretty far, but we couldn't think of a single thing that could lead from turtles to cooking.
Even though we went from baking bread to turtles, that was a stretch on its own. You know what? Let's just go to cooking.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the kitchen.
Let's go make some cocoa. Bye. Hi, I'm Carmela, and today we're going to be making cocoa bombs. The things you will need are these little mold thingies. The size of them doesn't really matter as long as you have the right amount of stuff to fill it and all that stuff. You're going to need a bowl, chocolate to melt in that bowl, and a brush to brush the chocolate into the molds. And that's that for that step. But then for filling them, you're going to need, well, for this size mold, I'm going to use 1 mint per mold. For a bigger mold, you're going to want to use 2 or 3. You're going to want 2 plastic bags, not just 1. Something to break them with. You don't have to use a meat mallet, it's just what I have. Also then you need marshmallows, cocoa powder, and sugar. And you don't need a teaspoon. This is a teaspoon, right? Yeah, you don't need a teaspoon, this is just a good measuring thing. And everything that you put in is up to you, but for people who actually want a recipe, like with actual numbers and stuff, this is for you. After that, you are going to need a little pan. You could use a griddle or whatever, just something that will melt the edges of the little chocolate bowls that we're going to make. And then last but not least, you're going to need 1 more of these things per cocoa bomb that you're going to make. This is actually just 1 per, not 1 per, but also if it's bigger, you know, it's not like that. But yeah, first step is to melt the chocolate in the bowl, and we are going to head over to the microwave to do that. Okay, so for that size mold, this is roughly the amount of chocolate you're going to need. You can always put in more, and then if you have too much, you can just have melted chocolate. So yeah, who doesn't love that? So yeah, doesn't really matter how much you put in, just put in what you think is enough. We're going to put it in the microwave for 15 seconds at a time, stirring in between each time. Now, do not put whatever you're stirring in the microwave, whether that be a spoon or the paintbrush, because if the paintbrush goes in there, it's going to burn, and then it's going to fall apart. Trust me, I've done this before, and it did not turn out well. But yeah, also you don't want to put a metal spoon in there because, well, you're not an idiot. So yeah, 15 seconds at a time. And yeah, we'll come back to you once that is all melted. So as you can see, the chocolate's all melted. Looks nice. So what you're going to want to do is paint the inside of these and then put them in either the freezer or just outside, depending on where you live and how cold it gets outside in comparison to your freezer. And you're going to want to do that roughly 3 or 4 times, depending on the size of your mold. For this one, I'm only going to do it 3 times because, well, it just gives us more space to put fillings in. And yeah, I will see you when I am done with the first layer.
Okay, so as you can see, I've covered all of them in a layer of chocolate. And for us right now, once again, it is colder outside than it is in the freezer. You may be thinking, did she just say this time and again? Well, I'll let you think on that for a second. Yes, this is the first time we're recording this. So yeah, we're gonna go put these outside and let them freeze up, and we will come back to you when we're done with that. Okay, so this is what they look like once they've all hardened up, and now we have to repeat those last couple of steps until they have the amount of layers that we think would be necessary. For these ones, once again, I'm only going to do them 3 coats because that way we have more space to put stuff inside, and I will come back to you when all 3 of those coats are done and these have chilled. Okay, so the mince in the bag, we have the meat mallet. I'm going to use the spiky side because that just seems like it would work better, so yeah. Yeah, that definitely works better. Now we need to put these in the other bag. The best way to do that is take your other bag that definitely doesn't have other stuff in it, because it's definitely the first time we're doing this. Now take that bag, and you put the opening to this bag entirely in that bag, and flip. Then you start out this bag, and this bag is ready to fill up cocoa bombs, which we are going to do right now. Okay, so these have finished cooling down and hardening, so we're gonna pop out half of them using these handy dandy cupcake liners I got, which helps them to stop from rolling around and all that stuff. And after we are done with this, we are going to put this little mold thingy back outside to keep them cool. And we are also going to start filling them with cocoa powder and sugar. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna put in the cocoa powder and the sugar. Once again, there's no real measurements for this, so yeah. But if you do want to use an actual measurement, it's about a 2-to-1 ratio of cocoa powder to sugar. And yeah, gotta do that now. I'll actually start with the sugar because this cocoa powder sticks to this way too much, and I don't want to do cocoa powder and sugar. So. We're gonna want to keep this afterwards to use the peppermint stuff, but yeah, it doesn't really matter if the peppermint gets covered in cocoa powder because the peppermint is not in a big container. Yeah, peppermint is not next though, because after this we're going to use some marshmallows. On top of all that goes some mint. Yeah. Let's jump to when we are doing the marshmallows, shall we? Let's go. Okay, so for the marshmallows, you're gonna want to just make it so it's a little dome on the top like that. You don't want to put in too many because then you're just gonna have trouble closing it up and putting in peppermint stuff. But yeah, putting in a good amount, but not too many. And yeah, we are gonna now put in peppermint. So yeah. Okay, so we have a bit more peppermint than what you usually have for this for completely unrelated to reasons to a camera running out of space. So yeah, we're gonna open this up. We're gonna take a scoop in. No, put it in. Now, the order I did this is kind of silly because it probably would be smarter to put this in before the marshmallows, but I didn't do it that way, because this way, the marshmallows are already in there, and I know that I'm not putting in so much of the marshmallows won't be able to go in. You can do it another way if you want to, but I'm just doing it this way. I'm just going to do like 1 scoop per thing, so that's going to equal roughly 1 whole peppermint. And now it's time to seal these little things up. So yeah, let's go to the stove. Yeah, stove. Okay, so right now we are going to put the pan on the stove. This is when you start turning on your griddle or whatever. Like stoves are kind of weird. So I'm gonna put this at a 5, and then like a minute, I'm gonna put it down to like a 2. So it is warm enough to melt the chocolate but not burn it. You don't want to burn the chocolate. Well, for no real reason other than burnt chocolate smells bad, and it's also hard to get off the pan. So yeah, you're going to want to make it so it's hot enough so that it melts the chocolate without burning it, and we will come back when it's time to put them together. Okay, so to do this, you're going to take this bad boy out. I'm going to pick up these. Just gonna put it down right here. So it looks better. And then you're gonna push them together. Like that. When that cools down, we're gonna do the next step. So yeah, see you there. Okay, so you may have noticed that there's some cracks around the edges. We're gonna take our chocolate, which is a bit hardened right now, which is actually a bit better. It's easier to spread without going everywhere. I'm just gonna go along here and seal up all those cracks so that if you try to move them around, they won't spill everything everywhere. And there's that. We're going to move on to decorate now. So yeah. Okay, so let's decorate them. You're gonna put some chocolate all in here. And then you're just gonna push it down on top. That way you get warm mint. And yeah, there are some other ways to decorate, and we're gonna actually show some ones I've already made a few days ago now. Okay, and that's how you make a cocoa ball. This little guy. It's dope. But yeah, if you have any questions about specific steps in the process of making these, put them in the description. I'll try to respond to them. You may be wondering, why is there a mug of milk on the stove? That is so that we can hopefully show you what this looks like. So yeah, if that happens, we're gonna go to that now.
Now, this is most definitely the same mug that there was. There's definitely no problems with those before. Let's get that so melted. And it pops open. Just like that. We got a cup of hot cocoa. Some of the chocolate's stuck into the aisle, but it's still really good. Look at that. I'm sorry for the close camera angle. Patrick took all of his stuff with him. So I have to just use my hand. And there's not cocoa powder on my hand. Chocolate? No. I'm definitely not putting in some leftover mint bits. No. Yeah, got a nice cup of hot cocoa with some marshmallows. There'd be more marshmallows if this was a bigger cocoa ball, but we made tiny ones because that was the mold that we had at the time. But yeah, this is what it is. This is what it looks like. You make hot cocoa.
That looks cool, didn't it? Either that or just silence. Either way, it's been great making stuff with you guys, and we have to go back to the studio. Bye!
And we are back. That was a train wreck.
That's why we're looking for a replacement.
Oh, come on, I have a plan for next month.
We're all gonna die.
Anyways, I'm going to pose a dilemma to all of you. You found a wallet in a dumpster. You're hungry, without a home, and you were just trying to find something to get you through the rest of the week. The wallet has many credit cards inside. What do you do? 57-year-old Sean Currey from San Rafael, California was faced with this decision and, upon looking inside the wallet, left the contents untouched and managed to successfully return the wallet to an 80-year-old woman who lived 6 miles away from the coffee store he found it behind. The woman's name was Evelyn Topper, and after her good luck in finding her wallet, she called her daughter and her granddaughter, one Michaela Gagne, to tell them the good news. Michaela was just shy of turning 12 years old when she had an idea. She'd been planning on raising money for a charity, but couldn't decide on one. Upon hearing of Sean's good deed, despite his situation, she decided she would raise some money to help him. She asked friends and family for donations, and also asked for donations during her drive-by birthday party on the 22nd of last month. At this point, Sean had been suffering with homelessness for about 4 years, and Michaela and her mother met up with him to give the man the $475 they raised with her birthday party. Vanessa Topper, the young girl's mother, set up a GoFundMe page to try and support the man through the pandemic, and they are still receiving messages from people trying to help the man. Said GoFundMe has raised $54,190 at the time of recording this. If you want to donate to the GoFundMe, it'll be located in the description, or if you just want to use Google, type in Sean Currey GoFundMe. That's spelled SeanCurrey, and I assume you all know how to type GoFundMe.
Well, that was a nice story. And speaking of nice, get a load of this monkey!
Patrick's about to go bananas, y'all. Strap in.
Why wouldn't you go bananas for this monkey? Look at her face! Is this not a face that you would die for?
No, I wouldn't die for the monkey. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of bananas, so...
You're a monster.
I'm sorry.
This little monkey was born in the Philadelphia Zoo and is the first monkey of the Francios langer species to be born at that zoo. This little nugget's name is Quai Bao, which translates to precious in Vietnamese. The staff at the zoo noticed that the mother was not caring for her child, which wasn't uncommon among first-time parents. So the staff at the zoo nursed Quai Bao until her mother bonded with her, and things have been fine ever since. Little Quai Bao was born on December 13th, 2020. It's a Christmas miracle. The gift the world deserved.
Patrick, it's January. We really shouldn't be talking about Christmas.
It's a January miracle.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for watching.
Yes. We would like to give a special thank you to Gagne Designs for this lovely banner.
And STA Parish for lending us this space.
We'd also like to give an extra special thank you to Nancy and Tracy for giving us both lunch and a kitchen potatoes. That's all for this episode, guys.
Adios.
Into the water. Okay, this is nice, I guess. This is let's see. This is nice. This is nice. I won't let go of my blanket though. Ooh, that's warm. I like that. That's warm. This is nice. Who are you? Are you my mama? I don't know if you're my mama. Let go of me. Let go of me. I want to see my mama. Let go. Okay. Maybe if I mess with you, you let me go. Oh, I climb you now. I climb. You are 3 now. I climb. Oh, okay. We're going away now.